Hey everyone, welcome to DevRunner. My name is Paul. I'm an endurance runner and certified running coach, and this is episode lucky number 13 of 245 at 52. If you're unfamiliar, this series follows my training as I work towards a 2-hour and 45-minute marathon attempt, which will take place on December 11th, 2021 at the Kiawah Island Marathon in South Carolina. In this particular episode, I'm going to be covering my training from November 1st through the 7th, and I'll also be asking you for your advice on a whole lot of stuff. This one represents the beginning of the fourth mesocycle of my training block, so basically there's going to be a whole lot of speed to talk about, so stay tuned. It should be exciting. Here we go. All right, everyone, before we get into the details of my training this past week, I wanted to let you know a piece of news and then ask your advice on something. First of all, I wanted to let you know that I've begun the DevRunner Run Club on Strava. Please do look it up and please join. I'd love to have you there so that we can kind of communicate on a more intimate level when it comes to running. We can get to know what we're doing each day of the week when it comes to our training, etc., etc. Should be a lot of fun. Now, because we're getting a little bit closer to race day, I'm starting to think a little bit more about the details of how I'm going to approach that day, how to try to make it easier on myself to run this rather daunting time. And I think one of the things I can do to help keep myself motivated when I'm out there on the road is to have some very motivational music. So I'm hoping you can help me out here. Down in the comments, I'm hoping you can drop what you think are the best energy songs, the best songs you like to listen to when you need to move fast. What keeps you motivated? What keeps you inspired? Please drop that in the comments below, and I want to thank you ahead of time for all of that. And before I forget, I'd like to encourage you to like this video if you're enjoying my content. Of course, as I just said, please comment questions below. And as always, I want to implore you to subscribe to my channel and ding that little bell so that you get notifications every time I post a new video. I'd really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. It helps new people become aware of what I'm doing here, and I'd really appreciate it. All right, now with that said, let's get into the details of the training week. On Monday, November 1st, I went out for a 7-mile run on rolling terrain, and I finished that run in 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 10 seconds. It was just a recovery run after the long run last Sunday. And I followed that up on Tuesday with another easy run of 9 miles. And that took me 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 1 second. That was about 8:30 per mile average, I think. Monday's was, I think, right on 9-minute miles. So taking it easy, not proving anything to anyone, just trying to get some blood flow and some recovery happening with the muscles so that I could hammer it on Wednesday, which was my big track day, a rather monstrous track day when it came to the amount of miles of on time. It was 12 miles total on the day with a 3-mile ramp up, a 3-mile ramp down, and then a whole lot of intervals in between. Let's cut away to the track cam so you can get all the details of the times and the interval distances, etc., and then we'll come right on back. All right, thanks for sticking with me. Hey everyone, welcome to the track with me. It is Wednesday, November 3rd, 2021. This is my workout Wednesday for week 13 of my 245 marathon training cycle, and today what I have in store for you is 2 400s, 2 800s, a 1600, then we bump up to a 3200, the first one of the training block. Then we're going to ramp back down with 2 more 800s and 2 more 400s after that, should I survive long enough to get there. Believe it or not, folks, look at this thing. Look what I'm wearing, a second layer with long sleeves, because believe it or not, it's 53 degrees right now here at the track. And it's not cold, but it is comfortable. So I just did a 3-mile warm-up, so I'll be able to strip this down, get down to my minimal stuff here, and attempt this workout. So stick with me. 400-meter rep number 1 coming up next. 122. One 20. I'm 29. I'm 27. I'm 27. 28. To 58. 429. 557. 726. 57. 45. 120. 120. 1 Okay, so as you can see, Wednesday was rather promising. I'm starting to pick up the paces a little bit where it counts, and it's the perfect time to do it since I'm in the speed section of my training. After that big Wednesday track day, I did head back out on the roads for a 9-mile easy run on Thursday, and that took me 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 35 seconds down on rolling terrain. Again, just trying to get recovered because on Friday I had a 13-mile middle long run, and I did, for the first time, push myself a little bit in that middle long run with some nice, I would call them upper aerobic tier miles in the middle of that 13. I kind of ramped up over the first 4 or 5 miles, going from like mid 7s all the way down to 7 flat. Then I spent 4 or 5 miles in the middle there, running in the 6:30 to 6:45 minutes per mile range, and then I slowed down just a little and kept it right around 7 minutes flat for the last of those miles. And so I was happy. It was kind of like a secondary speed day, I guess you could call it that. Then on Saturday, I went back out for 9 easy miles. It took me 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 47 seconds to get through them on rolling terrain right around the house here. And, trying to just kind of get back to where I felt good again, so that when I went out for my long run on Sunday, I would be able to perform and try to pick up the pace, run it as a progression run. And so Sunday, I went out in the morning, and it was a 22-mile long run. I completed that run in 2 hours, 34 minutes, and 35 seconds. And as I said, I ran that as a progression run. Started out in the low to mid 7-minute per mile range, and every 3 or 4 miles cranked it down another 15 seconds, so that by the time I got to the end of that run, I was running in the 6:45, 6:40 range, and I felt good when it was done. I'm very happy to say that the weather is starting to give a little bit here in North Carolina, which allows me to kind of push it at the end of those longer runs. That's really it as far as the running goes, folks. As far as my cross training goes, I'm proud to say that all 7 of my core routines got done every morning. As always, that's kind of something I can always count on. As far as my weight training goes, I did only get in 1 free weight training workout this week, and that was on Monday. It went well. I'm rather unhappy, in all truth, that I didn't get in a second one. Felt like I kind of slacked, but by the time I got home from the office later in the week, I was just kind of, let's eat dinner, let's go to bed. So it is what it is. At least I got 1 in. On top of that, I know you guys are always curious about my weight loss journey as I try to get down to 139, maybe 138 pounds if possible, which is my intended race weight for December 11th. I did manage to take off about another half a pound this week, which left me at 142.8, I believe. And so I've still got a little ways to go, and things are getting a little tight. I don't want to take off too much weight all at once. I try to keep it to a pound or less per week of weight loss because I don't want to leave myself so calorie deprived that I just fall apart, especially now that there's so much in the way of demanding workouts with these next 3 weeks. So it is what it is. I think I've moved in the right direction. I'm happy with it. Hopefully I can pick up that pace just a little bit more in the next 2-3 weeks before we head into the taper phase. So there it is, folks. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of this one. And as always, get healthy, stay strong, and keep pushing. Peace out, everyone. I'll catch you next week as things heat up just a little bit more. Bye-bye.